Hello folks, welcome to my channel. DJ here again. Wanted to talk to you today about an important issue. To my mind, an important issue, maybe to yours too. I hope so. And it's about, Donald Trump in the USA, the new president. He is worried and he's taken action against the weaponization of the jurisdiction that has happened during the Biden administration in the USA. And I was thinking about this, and I was aghast at what's happening to our jurisdiction in Britain, in the UK, in the England and Wales jurisdiction, the courts. And so what I want to talk to you about is one of these members is that was an asylum seeker, and I'm going to talk about asylum seekers, just a couple, but to illustrate what my gasping is about, what my worry is about, what my concern is about, is let's take Christian, that's with a K, Agolli, Agolli. He's a 36-year-old. He was jailed for 3 years and 3 months in 2023, but he's out. So he didn't do the full time, did he? But they don't, these prisoners. But anyway, he had a key role in people smuggling, and he would coordinate the people smuggling into Britain, and he brought them in to work on illegal cannabis farms, and he used converted homes and unused industrial buildings. So he goes to prison, and on an appeal, you may have seen this in the news, it was slightly mentioned, he was allowed to remain living in UK after coming out of prison, after serving just 2 years in prison, and a judge, on hearing his appeal, gave him leave to remain in Britain, stating he'd become a valuable member of British society. This verdict was given by a judge, was given despite no objective evidence to justify his verdict. He said he was a valuable member of society, but he didn't have any evidence to back that statement up. He was served a deportation order by the Home Office, but he appealed on the basis that it would breach his right of family life under Article 8 of the European Convention of Human Rights. His appeal was backed by the Lower Immigration Tribunal judge, who ruled it would be unduly harsh on his wife, who was Romanian and had never lived in Albania and would not able to speak the language. The lower tier judge based his decision solely on assurances by Agolli himself and his wife that he would not reoffend, even though there was no evidence, either in probation reports or attendance at rehabilitation courses, to support the claims. No evidence whatsoever that he would not reoffend. The Home Office appealed the judgment, and in the damning reassessment of the lower court's verdict, an upper tribunal judge said it was plainly wrong and rationally unsustainable, as well as contrary to the weight of the evidence that was given in the case. The case has now been sent back to the first tier tribunal to be reconsidered on the basis that the original decision erred in relying exclusively upon Agolli's personal evidence and that of his wife, when finding as a fact that when the judge found that he'd been rehabilitated, and that's what the senior judge has actually stated. It was a wrong decision. There was no evidence of rehabilitation work undertaken by the claimant, either in his own evidence or in the additional documents. Reliance on the protective factors of his family and wife are also over-optimistic. These same factors were available to the claimant at the time of the commission of his offending. So when he was people smuggling and growing cannabis, he had a family then, and he didn't say, "Oh, I can't do this. I have a family." Yet he's relying on staying in Britain because he's got a family. These rulings by these lower court judges seem to be deliberately wrong. And that's what I'll say, deliberately wrong. I can't see how a court judge, a trained judge, could come to the conclusions he came to. This is just the first one I'm going to refer to. I'm referring to judgments passed down by judges, which include the Albanian criminal avoiding deportation after claiming, I've got to smile, after claiming he couldn't be sent back to Albania because his son, wait for it, didn't like Albanian chicken nuggets. He only liked McDonald's nuggets cooked in Britain. It's likened to a Monty Python script, isn't it? That's the charges that led to jail time for the Albanian criminal was an attack. One of the charges of this Albanian criminal who said he can't go back to Albania because his son doesn't like Albanian cooked chicken nuggets. He attacked someone with a shovel. He could have murdered them. He could have killed them instead of just doing them physical harm, grievous bodily harm. But he was allowed to stay in Britain. His deportation was overruled by the judge because his son, didn't like Albanian cooked chicken nuggets. Then don't eat them. Don't eat them, son. Don't eat them. We'll get you something else to eat. Now, there's another case. These cases are absolutely ridiculous, yet these are trained judges, qualified judges, that are making these decisions and keeping criminals in Britain. Now, this one is a case of a paedophile being spared, being sent back to his own country of Pakistan, as it would be unduly harsh upon his children. This horrendous paedophile was attempting to get 3 young girls, aged 12, 13 and 14, to engage in sex with him. Now, the judge placed weight on his wife's claim. Wait for it. The judge placed weight on the wife's claim that she felt partly responsible for her husband's online grooming of the 12, 13 and 14-year-old girls because she'd not been able to have sex with him after being admitted to hospital with COVID. The judge lent credence to the idea that a woman not having sex with her husband should be a mitigating factor for child sex offences. It's truly astonishing. Oh dear. The judge then made things worse by blocking the deportation and granting this paedophile supervised access to their children for 12 hours a day. He's not allowed to stay at night with them. And when he's with them for 12 hours, he has to be supervised. I'm wondering, if he's not there at night time, so he's only there during the day, when does this fella work? When does he make an income? When is he supporting his family? When is he doing anything other than lazing around, playing with children that could be in danger from him? He must be on benefits. So not only is he staying in Britain and has been granted leave to stay in Britain, but the judge has allocated him the chance to claim benefits from British folk, to pay for this criminal, to pay for this paedophile, to pay for this sex offender. And, I've got Trump sort of worrying about the jurisdiction and in the USA. We have got it here. We've got Albanians, we've got Pakistanis, we've got I can't remember. There's so many of them. But that was just 3 cases I mentioned there. Could I tell you, last year there were over 38,000 criminal cases involving asylum seekers. give us your comments, please. Give us your you make your comments known, because these judges are getting away with it, and they are doing it despite our worries, because they're out of touch. They are completely out of touch with how normal people think in this country today, and they need to know. So give us your comments. Press that like button. Press that like button so that I know these comments are getting through to you. And definitely subscribe. Subscribe. It doesn't cost you a penny. Doesn't cost you a cent. It doesn't even cost you a rupee. It's totally free. So don't be afraid. Press that subscribe button and allow me to continue, because I'm sorting these things out. And I had a comment on one of my pieces, and it says, well, don't read the news. Don't look at the news. Don't get it together, and then you won't be worried. What an idiot! What a stupid remark! It's if you don't look, you don't know. If you don't know, it will go away. No, it won't. It gets worse. If you ignore criminal behaviour, it doesn't go away. It gets worse. If you ignore the bully gets worse. If you ignore the predator will eat you up. The nonsense to say don't look at the news and it goes away is rubbish. And so please subscribe, get to know what's going on, get to understand what's going on, and make your comments. Press the like button, press the subscribe button. As I say, it doesn't cost you a penny, it doesn't cost you a rupee, it doesn't even cost you a rupee or a cent or any money at all. It's totally free. So until the next one, I'm going to say bye for now, and there will be a next one, and it will come quite soon. So until then, bye bye.